Good morning, Newton North. I'm Luis Carvalho.
And I'm Sarper Picker. Welcome to the first NN Update of 2023. We hope you had a wonderful break.
As we return to school, college prep tests like the SAT and ACT are just around the corner. Many students rely on tutoring services as a way to increase scores, but those services aren't always affordable, accessible, or equitable. Ruby Metcalf brings us to the Newton North Human Rights Council, where they are working to solve this issue and take on injustice wherever it may appear.
Welcome for those of you who are new to the HRC. This is a student-led, staff-supported place for folks committed to anti-racism, human rights, diversity, equity, social justice, all that good stuff that we at Newton North believe in.
Led by advisors Ms. Leong and Mr. Bennett, the Human Rights Council meets weekly in Ms. Leong's Wednesday Win and strives to find solutions to the biggest issues facing our school.
One of the things that I love about the HRC is that it really is a student-led, student-initiated space.
With the SAT and ACT tests on the horizon, students noticed an alarming disparity in scores between average and low-income students last year. That's why the Human Rights Council, in a project led by seniors Isaac Kennedy and Abby Pudicerel, are launching a project for seniors to provide free peer tutoring to anyone who needs it.
So basically, we're trying to make, the college admissions process more equitable to everyone, and I think especially in Newton, where this town's pretty affluent, economically.
We were starting the meeting, and some of our students in the HRC came in, and they had just found out the school's sort of PSAT scores, and had noticed the disproportionality in terms of which groups were represented, which groups were not.
Posters have popped up around the school promoting the program, asking for tutors and tutees. Tutors will be matched with peers, and the HRC will provide all necessary materials to help students thrive.
As an educator here for the past 25 years, I've definitely seen, as my colleagues have seen, students with different levels of access to things like SAT tutors or, college coaches, whatever, it may be. And so for us here at North, where we are committed to equity, there's always the question of how can we make things more equitable for our students.
Abby and Isaac were motivated to pursue this program after witnessing the stress around the college admissions process and the lack of free resources to prepare for the SAT and ACT.
I really wanted to see it continue this year because I think it's such an important thing that we need at this school. I'm really grateful to be able to kind of lead this project.
The program has already started, but the HRC is still looking for more tutors and more tutees. To sign up, simply scan the QR code. For NNTV, this is Ruby Metcalf.
Thanks, guys. The HRC is doing such important work. Be sure to check out the council if you're interested in a way to make a difference at this school.
Definitely seems like they're doing some interesting and important work. In our next story, Bella Rousseau takes us to meet another North alumni, Neph, a musician merchant who marches to the beat of his own drum.
Yeah.
Tucked between Central Square and the Charles River is the oldest vintage store in Cambridge, Great Eastern Trading Company. In the past 2 years, the store has been rapidly expanding, opening 2 new locations in Massachusetts and 1 in LA. This recent success has been thanks to the new ownership of Nephtaliem McCrary, who purchased the business in 2017 after being a longtime customer. While browsing the store one day, he overheard the former owner, Marlene Kloss, discuss her plans to sell.
I just said, please don't close the shop. It's one of the last of the good ones. I love it, and I'd be so sad if it was gone.
Neph took it upon himself to keep the store up and running with that same classic charm as he purchased the business with the last of his savings. But he wasn't always an entrepreneur. After graduating high school, he attended Northeastern University for a semester, but left to pursue his lifelong passion, music.
Boy, when I got a taste of that stage and that microphone, I was like, yes, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life.
At just 19 years old, Neph got a lead role in the famous musical group Up With People. After a year of performing around the world, he came back to Boston and jumped into the music scene, where he's been ever since. He found success in the industry, but entering the entertainment world at a young age exposed him to a riskier lifestyle.
I have always had this do the most attitude about life, you know what I mean? However, the things I was focusing on doing the most of, at one point in time, were more destructive to myself and to others. And it just kind of got out of control. When I turned about 30, 31, I was just like, I could put this energy towards things that are positive and good.
Neph is now a member of multiple bands and manages 4 different stores, all while being a single father to his 4-year-old son.
Music, I mean, what could be more fun than like getting paid to sing and dance and bring joy and light to people? Saving the store from demise, I'm proud of that. I'm glad that I'm crazy enough to try to do that. I love being a dad. It's my purpose in life, you know? The entire time the earth has been here, if that seems like a really long time to us, but what if that is just like the snap of a finger in the scope of the universe? I want to just do as much as I can in this miraculous snap of a finger.
Thanks, Bella. Interestingly, all of the compositions you heard in that segment were performed by Neph's band, the Neph Rock All-Stars. Check them out at Neph Rock on Instagram.
Quite a talented guy. Next up, with the magic of the holiday season coming to an end, one local, Patrick McGuire, keeps the spirit alive by going the great distance to grant wishes to children in need. Reporter Luis Carvalho has the story.
Incredible. One of the best views I've ever seen.
The Make-A-Wish Foundation is a world-renowned foundation made to give critically ill children a chance to brighten up what is a dark and stressful time through a single wish to make a dream come true. It takes a large amount of fundraising to bring these wishes to life, and one of the people that helps to grant wishes is Patrick McGuire, who does what he can by walking 26.2 miles in each of the 23 Boston neighborhoods and documenting it in his blog to raise money through donations.
This is a way for me to get out, get away from the computer, create opportunities for myself, and also for some nonprofits that I believe in. Initially, I wanted to walk every street in every neighborhood in the city, but it would take like 8 years to do that.
Patrick splits the neighborhoods into 2 equal segments of 13.1 miles and does each as a separate walk. Since he started on August 16th, he has reflected on the experiences and encounters he has made during each walk in his blog, Server Not Servant.
It's positive for each individual neighborhood to highlight the aspects of the heart and soul, hidden gems, architecture, artwork, so many different positive things within the Boston neighborhoods that many people haven't seen. That's why it's so important. There's so many times I've come around a corner and literally to myself walking alone have said, wow.
While in search of these diamonds in the rough, Patrick has also met many people who have had an impact on him. On his first walk in East Boston, he met a woman, Barbara, who happened to be picking up litter as he walked by. After striking up conversation, each walked away with a heart-to-heart moment with someone that they would probably never meet again.
She told me that she moved to Boston because she lost a son and she wanted to be closer to family up here. Before I left, we hugged it out and I felt like I made a new friend.
These experiences help further the importance of his goal. Regardless of the time and money invested, he sees return for more than himself. His efforts have raised over $800 for Make-A-Wish and another nonprofit he sponsors, Stride for Stride, which aims to make races more inclusive for immigrant, BIPOC, and low-income runners by paying for their bibs.
I'm wide open to a lifelong of learning. Just by being out there and experiencing things that you haven't seen, people you've never met before, and talking with them, you're learning, you're growing, you're getting better at appreciating what is and isn't possible in your life.
Patrick is no super athlete, and he sure isn't a celebrity. Regardless, he has set to complete his journey, and the effort he puts into improving somebody's life through something as simple as walking has bettered his own life in many ways. For NETV, this is Luis Carvalho.
Patrick has completed 3 neighborhoods and is on his way to complete a 4th. It's such a cool way to explore and connect parts of Boston, and do it all for a good cause.
One way the city of Newton is connecting our 2 high schools is through LigerBots, a student-run robotics team building a better future.
On Saturday, November 19th, Newton's joint high school robotics team, LigerBots, hosted qualifiers for the FLL tournament. FLL, or the First LEGO League, encourages kids of all ages to get involved in robotics. 18 teams from elementary school to middle school built robots and competed in matches, completing tasks to score points. This event ran simultaneously to the Science, Technology, Engineering, Art, and Math, or STEAM, exposition, which included displays from both Newton North and South High School clubs, alongside other organizations. Host LigerBots members Charlotte and Davis led the organization for these events.
So for the STEAM Expo, it's one of our biggest outreach events, and we have to prepare a lot of different materials for many different activities. So we took probably in total maybe 20, maybe 30 hours preparing for this event.
I did mostly the staffing, so I made sure to figure out a timetable as to where everyone should be at what time, and making sure they got trained. So refs needed training, as did the field resetters.
From stocking equipment to training staff and reaching out to companies, Davis and Charlotte and the team worked hard to ensure that the kids attending were able to enjoy a fun, competitive challenge.
Our robot. Oh wow! It's Little Squad. Little Squad.
Are you guys having fun?
Yeah. I got so many snacks.
Do you guys think this is something you want to keep doing?
Yeah.
Of course, behind these teams are parents, many of whom introduce and even coach their kids in FLL.
Look at all the parents in the crowd. That's like 50 adults just dedicating their time to helping these kids learn more about STEM.
Parents are a key part of not only FLL, but also of LigerBots. John Fitzpatrick, one of the LigerBots coaches, met the team at an outreach event and decided to stick around to support them.
My kids were in 4th and 7th grade, so I was coaching them in FLL, and I thought if I could make sure that the high school team was in place when my kids got to school, wouldn't that be great?
Thanks to the dedication of coaches and parents, LigerBots is able to give over 140 members the chance to develop skills ranging from organization and leadership to metal cutting and prototyping designs. These skills play into LigerBots' main season, spending 6 weeks designing and building the robotic athlete. This year's robot's task is to shoot oversized tennis balls into a huge hoop. This experience leads members beyond high school.
If I could design robots for a living, that'd be great. Them building, just making stuff is really fun. I find it very just joyful and satisfying to just be able to make something and then just see it happen.
And as they say, we don't use students to build robots, we use robots to build students.
To find out more about the team, check out LigerBots.org. For NNTV, this is Alexia Rindisbacher.
It's great to see rival schools come together to build something greater than themselves.
That's all for this episode. If you have your own stories you'd like to share, DM us on Instagram at Newton North TV. We're looking forward to hearing from you.
From the NNTV crew, welcome back, and we'll see you next time.